The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Well, sorry, guys. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay, my apologies, fellas. Guys, once again, good morning. I hope you guys had a great week. Good morning, Hubba Hubba. Hope you guys had a great weekend. I hope your teams won. Good morning, Ray. For my members, guys, good morning. Good morning, Bill. Very good morning. Richard, good morning. Tony, good morning. Guys, I apologize. My mic was muted. Markets were fairly slow overnight. And then we got this Moderna news. Cecil, good morning. Kirk, we got this Moderna news about an hour ago, and sent the Dow higher than the ES as well. NASDAQ hasn't responded. I'm surprised we're not at 12,000 yet. Ray, that may have been that Arizona Buffalo game. May have been the best game certainly of the week, and maybe one of the best game. Bear with me 1 second. It was probably the best ending I've ever seen. That was just an amazing game, guys. Hang on 1 second. You've been a season ticket holder for 31 years? Yeah, that was a hell of a game. I mean, that was a great game. It was a lot of fun to watch. You were in the Moderna vaccine trial and received a live shot. Stephen, were you? You don't know though if you got the actual vaccine or a placenta, correct? Ray, unfortunately for me, I'm in a league, and I had the Bills yesterday. I'm in a league where we pick teams, 5 teams a week. It's a lot of fun. All right, sound is good. If you guys cannot hear me, if you're reading this, obviously you can't hear me, you'll be reading this. Typically, when you have no sound or audio, it's on your end. You need to log out and log back in for whatever reason. Guys, this week, we will have an absolute packed house in here. We are well over, we attempted to limit the trials to 50, and we are well over 100. Oh, good, Steve. Good. Nice job, Stephen. We're well over 100 trials. plus well over 150 members. We're going to have 250 or 300 people in the room today or this week. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of questions. I will do my best to trade, answer questions. But for those of you that are here, Ray, that's a great comment. So one of our trials said he is here with an open mind, and he's tried a lot of auto traders and none have worked. There are some 2,000 robots on the market. 99% of them do not make money. I concur. And if you merely have to look at, there's over 4,000 bots, okay? And you merely have to look at, who's the big one? Hubba Hubba. Striker Securities, right? And they have several thousand robots. And the very few that actually make money, the very few that actually have money or make money, take maybe one trade a month. So what we have come up with about 16, 17, 18 months ago now is the robot that you will see today. And I'm going to go over it. I'm killing a little bit of time because I know we'll have stragglers come in. And in any event, our robot is unique, right? It is without doubt the highest grossing, best performing, most cost-effective robot available on the market. And we use it as a day trading robot. Now, it can be used certainly if you're a swing trader or position trader on daily charts or 240-minute charts or whatever the case may be, but we use it as a day trading robot. And last week was a below average week for us. And the robots grossed right around 6,000 for the week. And that was a below average. Our biggest week ever was somewhere over 25,000. Now, volatility has shrunk. We haven't had a ton of movement like we've seen. But for my trials, I'm going to go over what you're going to see with the robot. Our robot is, or my robot is actually fairly unique. Actually, it is unique. I'm aware of none other. It does not operate on divergence. It does not operate on, rejection trades at supposed support and resistance. My robot operates on moving averages, and it's a system of moving averages, your primary chart and then secondary charts. So it's a multiple time frame analysis of moving averages. And they're not all basic moving averages, like some moving average, 15 and 50. Traders will use 15 and 50. Or 50 and 100, whatever the case may be. And as we go through the week, I will explain a lot of this over and over. The first day or so, I like to get you guys in the room and let you see what's going on. Some of it will make no sense. Most of it may make no sense, but we'll acclimate you guys. And again, when right now in the room, I have just over 100 in the room. I should have close to 250. That'll include members. We've got just over 100 trials this week. And then what I'll do is I'll go through the robot. But for those of you that are here and those that will hear this video later, each day that you're in the room, good morning, Johan. Each day that you guys are in the room, I will be sending out via benchmark email where all of your names have been placed. I think there's about 9 of you that have at some point opted out of a benchmark email, whether it was from me or another room or a benchmark email, so you won't be getting the emails. But I will be sending out a follow-up every day with the recording. So you'll have the opportunity to go back and watch the recording if you like. For those that, for whatever reason, I cannot send an email to, I post every single day in Vimeo and on YouTube. So if anyone wants to go to YouTube and search Targets Trading Pro, There are hundreds of videos. You can see what we've done in the past, what the bots have done in the past on a daily basis. Same as Vimeo. You can follow me on either Vimeo and or YouTube. The NASDAQ is looking pretty weak today. In any event, guys, we're here. It's Monday. It's freezing cold in the south. Should warm up later today to a balmy 60 degrees. And good morning, Kate. Very good morning. I tried to email you over the weekend. I meant to send you an email and see how you're progressing, and was just swamped for the weekend. I apologize. But send me an email. Let me know how it's going. And if you need any help, I'm happy to get together with you. So just as a brief overview for the trials, and again, we don't have a full house yet, and I'm sure this will come up again, but for those of you that were punctual, I appreciate that. The room consists of two aspects of the room. The focus is on the robots. Now, the charts that you're looking at in front of you, that is not our robot, okay? That pertains to the second aspect of the room. So when the robots are either quiet, meaning they're either in a trade or there are no trades to take, or hasn't taken any trades, I am looking for order flow trades. So for the past 7 years or so, I have traded and taught order flow as well. So in an effort to enhance profitability and, look for trades for those that are interested, I will suggest order flow trades for anyone that may be interested. Quickly looking around, let's see what we've got. Let me take a quick look at futures. TAS market profile. Yep, I've traded market profile. I've traded volume profile. I've traded harmonic trading patterns. I've traded Fibonacci's, GANs. I can go on and on. Guys, currently Dow futures are up 513. S&P futures are up, call it 38 handles. And the NASDAQ is actually down 28 points. Russell is up 40 points. Russell's actually leading the parade again today, up 2 1/3%. The DAX is up 130 points. VIX futures are down call it 2.8%, and VIX cash is actually up 0.75%, but low, down 23, just over 23. On the session, gold is taking a little bit of a hit, down $11, almost $12. Dollar index is bid. In the overnight session, the NASDAQ currently has 50 net buyers. Silver has some fairly large sellers, 667 sellers. Gold, small selling pressure overnight, 167, nothing. The ES, 5,400 plus buyers. For those of you guys that are here on trial, I don't generally trade the YM. Nice job, up 1465 on ES longs. Nice job. I don't generally trade the YM, and I don't trade the Russell. So I have no robots assigned to either the Russell or the YM at this point. Just to give you guys an overview of what I will be trading, and you will be seeing the ES, of course, NASDAQ, copper, gold, silver, crude. Hey, Bill. And an instrument that most of you probably do not trade. Good morning, Mohammed. I'll trade cotton, presuming there's a trade. Guys, bear with me 1 second, if you will. 1 second. So we are, so here's what I'm going to do, fellas. Very briefly, I'm going to show you and I'm going to explain the robot. And again, for those that join late, they'll get the explanation in the video, and I'm sure there'll be some questions later. This happens to be the ES on the 15-minute chart. Okay. The robot, which again, our robot is unique to us. We are working on a patent for the robot. This is the ES on a 15-minute time frame. You'll notice there are moving averages here. My style of trade historically has been I prefer to trade in the direction of a move, right? I'm not a rejection trader. With order flow, I may buy support or sell resistance, but typically I'm not a rejection trader. Over the years, I have tried volume profile, market profile. I can go on and on. And what I have found is more often than not, I'm run over either selling an up move or buying the down move. I'm sure many of you experience the same thing. So the robot is somewhat predicated on my style of trade, which may be different than yours, but I try to trade in the direction of a move. Good morning, Stefano. If price is moving up with buyers, I want to be long. If it's moving short or down with sellers, I like to be short. The robot, as I said earlier, guys, is a multi-time frame analysis of moving averages. So I'll explain that. In this instance, on the 15-minute, the moving averages as a cross are your signal, right? So for instance, we got a moving average cross here for a long on the ES. This is not, and I want to stress, this is not a simple moving average crossover. The robot is assessing the same moving averages on this primary chart, and it's assessing the same moving averages on those charts. If you guys can see that in the left-hand corner, there are 4 time frames, of which I am currently utilizing 2. So I am currently asking the robot on a 15-minute chart to assess the moving averages on a 3-minute and a 5-minute. Same moving averages you see on the chart. When these parameters are green or red, and the parameters on the chart are green or red, and you get a signal, a cross on your primary chart, you will get a trade executed, fully automated. Now, the more time frames I use, 3 or 4, so if I were to go to 3 or 4, they're like filters, right? It's like indicators. The more indicators you put on a chart, and you'll notice I don't use many indicators to trade, but the more indicators you put on the chart, if you look for confirmation from 1 indicator, you'll get a trade. If you look for confirmation on 10 indicators, you may get no trades. So the more filters that you use, or i.e. time frames, the fewer trades you get. Now, these have been back tested and forward walked. And what we've done is we've optimized not only the charts and the time frames that we're utilizing, but we've also optimized the times to trade. So for instance, we know, or I know, I have no interest in trading robotically or manually at generally 6 o'clock at night. Doesn't mean there's not trades to do, but the overall win percentage is generally fairly low. Just to give you an idea, I ran the robots overnight. I ran them all night. When I got up this morning at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the robots were up a little over $1,000. But between 5 a.m. Eastern and 7 a.m. Eastern, they were down 385, right? So we know, I know, that trading in this time zone in here is generally not profitable. And there's others. There are others. That said, the robot is a multi-time frame analysis of moving averages. Targets and stops, as you can clearly see on my chart, blue is targets, red is stop. Targets and stops are not generic. The robot is measuring current market volatility. And the robot would have shorted that at 72.3. So just, you're saying gold was a short at 72.4. Were I not giving this introduction, I'd be short on this gold at 72.3. I don't have it on. Were this a normal week, that would be on and we would be trading. But be that as it may. The robot is setting targets and stops based on current market volatility. We're using average true range, and the robot is assessing the average true range from trade to trade. So for instance, you'll notice here, target 1 is 14 ticks, but here target 1 is 18 ticks. So stops and targets will increase and decrease in periods of increased or decreased volatility. Okay? The robot also has some built-in features where we can program it very simply, put in times you want it to trade or not trade. You can put in a daily draw or a daily goal and it'll shut itself off or not take any more trades. We have a break-even button. It does auto trail. And there are some other aspects and features to the robot, right, which I'll get into later in the week. But I wanted to give you a kind of a generic overview of the robot. And then as we go forward throughout the week, you guys will have the opportunity to, you guys can ask questions at any time. And the second aspect of the room is order flow. This is my order flow. This is mine. It was built for me. This is not a third-party order flow. I will be offering order flow trades. So for those of you that may have ever traded order flow, maybe you haven't traded order flow, I think you'll find that my entry stops and targets are highly accurate. And I offer that as a bonus. So for instance, when the bots are quiet or there aren't any trades, or maybe they're already in trades, I'll offer order flow trades for anybody that might be interested. Does anybody have any of my trials? And again, we have well over 100 trials again this week. Does anyone have any questions on anything that I have offered up so far? Let's see, Bill. Yeah, okay. So that's a good question. So Bill is asking a question that I should have addressed. So I trade, for instance, the NASDAQ on multiple times. Okay, multiple time frames. These are both NASDAQ charts. They're both 3 minutes. They both have different settings. So I will run these or have these turned on both throughout the day. Same thing with the ES. I run the ES on that 15-minute. I run it on a small Uniranko. But these will both run throughout the day. Again, totally different settings. Totally different settings. The one on the bottom, which is a little bit more high probability, the one on the bottom is takes very few trades. May take, some weeks it'll take 3 or 4 trades. Other weeks it may take 1. But I do run instruments, many of them multiple time frame. Multiple settings. And as trades fire, I will show you guys the trades. Why don't I trade the Russell and the YM? I guess primarily because I prefer the NASDAQ. And not to say that I don't trade the YM, I do. I do not trade the Russell. I just have no interest. Now in the member area, I do have settings for the Russell for those that would like to trade the Russell. I just don't have any interest in the Russell. No, Jack. The robot is able to be used on as many instruments and as many time frames simultaneous as you'd like. If you want to run it on 150 charts, You can run it on 150 charts. In any event, guys, I did miss a trade here. This is a small 377 tick chart on gold. I did miss a trade already, right? This would have occurred at 8:18. I generally have my gold robots on at 8 a.m. Eastern. That's where I start. Crude I'll turn on at 9. And then the indices generally at 9:30. Not always, but generally speaking. So currently on gold, I run 3 charts. I run a 15-minute, which is well into shorts, and I'll show you. Gold took this short here at 6 a.m. It's hit all targets and then some. Gold on the 15-minute is already in a short. On the 3-minute, we're obviously into a short. And then this small 377 tick just took this short, hit first target at 26 ticks. Yeah, yes, it is, Ray. I do have delta on most of my charts. Guys, give me 1 second. I apologize. So currently, and I missed another trade. Again, first day of the week, and we got a lot of trials. This is silver. I just missed this silver short at 8:08. So currently, guys, I have on my gold robots, I have silver on. And I think, Ray, you said something about crude. The only crude chart. Yeah, because I was in the middle of it, again, today, this is kind of an anomaly for a week, right? Ordinarily, I get, 10, 12 trials on a weekly basis. This week, I have well over 100 trials. And because I was in the middle of trying to explain, what you guys are going to see, and I want to be as in-depth and as thorough as possible because we have so many trials, I just failed to turn on either gold or silver, which unfortunately both were winners. But be that as it may, this is the only chart I trade crude on. This is a Unorenco. It's a 10-420 Unorenco. It is the only time frame I trade crude on. Now, this may not take any trades today. Again, it's in the long, so we may not see a trade. Let me quickly look at news. I doubt we have anything. Empire Manufacturing. It's a beat. Now it's a miss. My apologies. So we have no real news today. Let's see what we can come up with here, fellas. All right, guys. Fellas, can you guys, again, I apologize for the interruption, but as I said, in today's day and age with technology being what it is, you guys signed up for a trial, you received the link, you got in the room. I have a number of people that are emailing me saying they didn't get the link. And like a Yutz, I showed you guys this chart, and I've already missed 2 trades. Again, it's the first day of your trial. We had the short here for 26 ticks, and the long here, we'd be done. The long here for 22 ticks. That's on gold. We should be done. And I'll go through, again, the charts at the end of the day, and I'll show you guys trades that were taken. There goes gold, probably back to VWAP. Gold is going to have to work to get through 78.9. Gold has gone green on the delta now from a small negative delta, over 500 buyers. I also have natural gas turned on, fellas. Now I run natural gas on a 15-minute. That's going to have some work to do. ES looks like if ES can get through some noise at 17 and change, we can go up to 22. ES looks like a long to 22 for anybody that may be interested in an order flow trade. Stop is 14.5. Dollar index is coming back down. And there's 2 targets hit on that gold. Unfortunately, I'm not in it. NASDAQ. All right, gold has now gone long on the 3-minute. Hardy, at one time I used to trade bonds. Never really the note, but I did trade bonds. And what I found was, and again, here's a gold trade on the 3-minute, fellas. Most of my members do not trade bonds. So I stopped trading bonds in the room. And it largely became not because I don't like bonds, but because of limited real estate. I'm running 6 screens and some 40 some odd charts. So I try to keep it to the instruments that most of the members are trading. So here's our first gold trade, and we've got a copper trade. I'm sure most of you guys probably don't trade copper. The auto trader does move the stops. In fact, you can see it's already moved. Now, I want to stress one thing, fellas. Just because this is an automated system does not mean you have lost control of your trading. Okay? So, for instance, you can see that the auto stop is moving. So, for instance, right? If I said, you know what, I want to take some contracts off, all I got to do is move the flag. All I got to do is pull this down. I can take 2 contracts off if I want. Boom. 2 contracts off. Okay? And I'm only showing that not to manually manipulate the system, but you can, right? Want to move to break even plus some? There you go. There you go. We'd have hit first target at 26 ticks. First target was hit. But again, some of the questions, or one of the questions that comes up a lot is, well, if it's fully automated and I don't want to be in the trade, or I want to take the trade off, what do I do? Close the trade. You can also just hit the close button. Just hit the close. Whoops. Hang on, guys. I went to turn on a chart, a small chart on gold. So I started playing with this chart last night. I put together this chart overnight in gold. This is a 500 tick, and it would have taken this long down here at 75.1, whereas the 3-minute took it at 78.2, right? So this is a 3-minute. I inadvertently closed it because I inadvertently put a trade on here when I went to move the chart. But this 500 tick I built last night. Now that's a hell of a trade. 24 ticks, 30 ticks, and 56 ticks. That's a nice trade, guys. Come on. Let's see what we got here. Let's see, Bill. So you normally might only have two NQ charts searching with totally different. Actually, I have three, and I'll show you the third. Oh, you're welcome, Bill. So here is the third chart. I actually have three NASDAQ charts. So this is the third. I do, Ray. Yep. This is the third NASDAQ chart. This is a very small 15 range chart, which I will tell you, in periods of high volatility, you don't want to run. Because this, again, it's just a 15 range. Now you can see here we're pre-market, we're a little slower. Would have taken this short at 833 and gone down to third target almost exactly. Now again, remember, we are using average true range. The robot is assessing average true range automatically to identify stops and targets, right? Now, in periods of high volatility, this 15 range cranks all over hex half acre, which you'll notice the chart on my screen. This is ordinarily a 15 range, which is what I like to trade with order flow. I've gone to a 30 range because of the volatility. So I actually run three NASDAQ charts. Now, this is generally off. If I want to run this there are two settings for this. There's a 15 range using a 5 and 10 range chart. And there's a 15 range using a 1 and a 3 minute, which generally will keep you within the trend, right? Because they're much bigger time frames than that 15 range. So depending on what it is I'm looking to do, scalp it in the direction of the move, the 5 and 10 range. This is not on, not running it. Or trade it in the direction of the chart. Now this would have just, if it were on, would have just taken a short, which I think is probably a good trade. But again, I don't run this 15 range, but those are the three NASDAQ charts that I actually run. There is one last NASDAQ. That's a really interesting chart. And this is the 15 minute, which I love. Now, again, this is a chart that I normally pay attention to. This Z-score on the bottom is not part of the robot. The delta is, the delta ribbon is, but the Z-score on the bottom is not. And I have my own moving averages on this chart, right? So I have a 50 period, a 100 period, and a 20 period moving average. This 15 minute is a phenomenal time frame. So the NASDAQ has been in short since 2:15 a.m. NASDAQ's been in short since middle of the night. Well, for me, middle of the night. For some of you, late night, I guess. But 2:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, all targets have been hit, 23 handles, 38 handles, and 54 almost handles, and still going. But this is the 15 minute with the robot. You're short 6 cars at an 896. Yeah, I would have been short. I would have probably been short 906 using order flow. And for my members, guys, I apologize to you. I know it's a little bit slower this morning than we ordinarily are. I have a packed house this week. NASDAQ, here's where we are on the NASDAQ, fellas. We could drop down to 860, pop back up to 905 or possibly 958. My money would be on shorts, but let's see here. What platform? So, Kirk, the robot is currently built for NinjaTrader 8 and Sierra charts. Gold may get to 87. We still have a positive delta in the NASDAQ. ES, I got nothing. We're into a buy area all the way down to 08. Does anybody have any questions? Anything at all, fellas? Just to let you guys know, at 9 a.m., I take my breakfast break. Any short entries for the ES? No. I actually have it long. I like it long, at least to 15. In fact, I think we can get to 22. It's in a buy zone in here. It's in a support area. Nice job, Philip. You're very welcome. Copper looks like it wants to flip into a short. I'm going to take this trade off, fellas. I'm not letting it go much more than that. God knows I've been wrong before taking trades off. You can, Bill. Yeah, so Bill, one of the trials is asking the questions is, can you see the bot trade setups and trade them manually in another account? Yep. All you got to do is turn the bot off and it still gives you the signal. So for instance, if I turn the bot off, I still get the signals. It just doesn't trade. It won't trade auto. Hey, Brian. Yeah, she actually stayed the entire weekend. It was a good time. Thank you for asking. Yeah, mom had a good birthday. Thank you. It does, Sean. Yep. Laura. Roland, you'll have to email me for that. Can you utilize the system in conjunction with Top Step Sim Trading Combine account? Yes, you can. In fact, we have at last count, we had about 10 fully funded traders. Most of them, believe it or not, trading only the NASDAQ. And that's across Top Step, Lilu, and OneUp. If anybody's interested in the NASDAQ and the ES, I still think this ES goes to 15 and then 22 half. But God, we are uber slow. I'm going to take an ES long, guys. I bought 13 quarter on the ES. I want to be clear. The fact that I take a trade, this is an order flow trade. The fact that I take a trade does not lend any more or any less credence to a trade. I take losing trades too. My first target will be 15. I take losing trades as well, fellas. I am long the ES. They are not on TradingView. And my stop is going to be 11. That's it. That's all I'm giving it, 11. Okay? If anybody is interested, I am long the ES at 13.25 with the first target at 15. And I will take my final target at 22. My stop is 11. It is pre-market. I'm not a big pre-market guy.
Order submitted.
So for my trials, that's an order flow trade. That is not a robot trade. Looks like we got to push up through 14.25. Come on, ES. You were turning up. In your sound mixer, you're not listed. How do you, I'm not sure what that means. How do I control your audio level? I'm not sure, Randy. Raymond or Ryman, I don't want to mispronounce it, and I apologize if I did. More often than not, I try to buy limit. But, with the NASDAQ, especially when the market opens, if it's an order flow trade, I'm just going to say, move so fast that, it oftentimes it's hard to buy an exact price unless it's a pullback into an area. Then I'll give you an exact price that I'm looking at. I think NASDAQ could head down to 60, 59.75. This ES does not want to go back to half offer. We're just literally sitting here. My stop's at 11, fellas. For each chart on the data series icon, what is the time zone? Eastern. And market being used. And we can get half offer. Yeah, quarter bid, half offer on the ES. We'll see what we get at the top of the hour, fellas. Good morning, Greg. Come on, ES. Go get 15. There it goes. Get through 14. 14.25 is what's stiffing us, guys. I'm good, Greg. How are you? Hope you had a good weekend. We're right here. We got to get through 14.25 or so, back through VWAP. We're just stuck at VWAP. We do have net buyers in the ES. Looks like I'm going to take a loss on this, guys. My stop's at 11, fellas, on this ES trade. I'm at 11. If it takes me, it takes me. I don't do a lot of pre-market stuff. I prefer a little more volatility. Gold is turning up on the 15-minute now. NASDAQ looks like it's trying. NASDAQ should push back up to 905. If it can get above about 7, it can get back to 58. Yeah, this looks like it's going to come down. If we break 11, the ES could push down to 08.
Order canceled.
I'm out. Small loss. We'll get that back. Good morning, Magnus. Looks like it bounced right at 11. Right at 11. What a dog. Corey, I actually do have an aspect of automated. My order flow indicator is automated. Yes. Mm-hmm. It's the only one that I know of. And it operates on stacked imbalances, buyer and seller stacked imbalances. I'll show that throughout the week. Guys, fairly slow and quiet pre-market. I still think ES is longs. I do not have ES in a short. And this thing is right back up to entry, basically. It took me out to the tick. Came to 11 to the tick. If anyone disregarded my stop and stayed in it, your first target is 15, fellas. All right, guys. It is 9 a.m. Working with my Notre Dame colors here. Anybody stay in ES? Anybody still in ES, guys? All right, fellas. 15 is target 1, and then 22 to a half is target 2. There's 14 half. We went quarter half. There's half. Come on, you. And then I'm going to take my breakfast break. I think you guys are good to first target anyways. Guys, I'll be back in about 20 minutes. Welcome you guys to the room. If you've joined us late, if anybody has any questions, we've got a little bit of time before the markets open yet. For those of you guys that may have missed the introduction and the robot, etc., I've gone over it all. It was all recorded, and I will be sending out to you guys the recording so you guys can go through it again later today. Gold, if we can get through about 90, gold can break. Natural gas is getting hit. ES is quasi stuck. Jeffrey, good morning. Anybody have any questions, guys? Good morning, Jeff. Not a lot going on in the pre-market, fellas. Volume is actually a little bit light. I won't get an update until volume update until 10:30. But when I looked earlier today, let me quickly. NASDAQ volume, 126,000. We've got decent volume there. ES 289. We've got good volume. When you say range numbers, you mean on the charts that I'm trading with, Randy? Yeah. So just to quickly reiterate, I don't know if you were in earlier. These are my preferred order flow charts that I trade. Normally the NASDAQ would be a 15 range as well, but the volatility had increased. It's decreased again. So I went to the 30. But I've been trading range charts for many, many years. Not a lot of movement here. Gold looks like it's pulling back a bit. Traded into the top of a channel. ES pulling back ahead of the open. Is there range trading? Yes, absolutely, Michael. Yep. Just because I've used so many, Randy, over the many, many years, Randy B, over the many years, I've gone from 987 tick to, I've traded pretty much everything, and this is what I have found works for me. The thing is with traders, if you talk to 10 traders, you'll probably get 10 different, some guys like to trade a 1 minute. I will say that there are some charts, in doing what I do, running a room, that are just impossible for me to trade, like a 1 minute chart. It's just too much. I watch too many charts. If I were watching 1 or 2 or 3 instruments, then it would be a lot easier. But I particularly pay attention to VWAP. And then the only indicators that I have on this screen that you're looking at, I have a 34 moving average, which is that blue and pink moving average. I have a 34 moving average. I have VWAP, 1, 2, and 3 standard deviations, and then 2 smaller moving averages. But I don't really trade. With many indicators. I've never really found indicators that work consistently. If nobody has any questions, sit tight, guys. We still have a bit before the open. This is a Unorenco. This is crude. So the last trade we took, or it would have taken, was last evening at 2100 hours, just after. And then before that, 1347, 857. There's one losing trade. 2100 hours, another losing trade, another big winning trade. Another winning trade, another big winning trade. It's usually, this is a very consistently, another winning trade, very consistently profitable time frame. The ES on the 15-minute, which I showed earlier, which may or may not take a trade. I had done, this is through 2 Mondays ago. I have not updated these numbers, but through 2 Mondays ago, 2 weeks ago, the ES trading between the hours of 3 a.m. Eastern through 11 a.m. Eastern, with a small 30-minute break between 5:30 and 6. Took 58 trades with 51 winners for total gross on 3 contracts, total gross of $32,537.50. Now, again, it's about a trade a day. Some days it'll take 2, some days it'll take none. But just to give you guys, I'm also running TradeStation charts. I will give you guys a brief overview. The room is comprised of 2 aspects. My mom was here all weekend, Steve. The room is comprised of 2 aspects, primarily the bot, which is what we're focused on. But when the bot isn't in any trades, hang on one second, guys. When the bot isn't in any trades, or it may be in trades and doing its thing, I'm also looking for order flow trades. So I've given one order flow trade today. That was along on the ES. I personally, it was along at 13.25 to 15 and then 22 with an 11 stop. I personally got stopped out at 11. It went to 10.75 and then it went to first target. Be that as it may, I will offer order flow trades if anyone is interested. I do that as a benefit or a bonus, if you will. But when there are bot trades to showcase, I will move the bot onto the screen and tell you what it is and what we're doing. All right, guys. So we've got some sellers right now in the NASDAQ. Looks like we're holding 05 for the moment. Good morning, Anthony. And again, for those of you that are on trial, I will be sending out to each of you via benchmark email. I've entered you all into the benchmark recording of today's session, and I will do it every day this week. Let's see what we got here, fellas. We're off, guys. Here we go. All right, NASDAQ. What are you going to do? What are you going to do, NASDAQ? Let me make sure I have all my dang bots on, fellas. I keep forgetting that part. Okay, NASDAQ's on. Gold is on. ES is on. YM's pulling back into VWAP. We should get a bounce somewhere down near VWAP. NASDAQ is just kind of hanging out. I think I think it pushes down to 96. I don't have a trade yet. I've got no trade on the NASDAQ. There's YM to VWAP. ES pushing lower as well. Gold quiet. Everything's quiet right now. Come on down to 96. It's all sellers, the last two candles. There's 96. Let's see what we do here. Down to 85 maybe. If we break through 85, the NASDAQ can push down to 860. Looks like 75 for sure. We got to get through 84, actually. ES can push down to 02. Small sellers in gold. We do have a short on copper now. All right, NASDAQ, you're going to get to 58. Got buyers now in the NASDAQ. ES pushing down to that 2.25. Fairly slow, fellas. ES probably pop back up to 7, maybe 11. NASDAQ looks like it wants 58.5. NASDAQ to 58.5. Albeit slowly. Copper on the bot is just sitting. Come on, ES, what are you going to do? If anybody's long NASDAQ, it's going 58 half. 58 is your target. If you're long NASDAQ, 58 is your target. Maybe 62 even with VWAP. I'm going to move this off the screen, guys. It's not going anywhere quick. Just so I can watch these charts. Anybody long NASDAQ? Anybody long NASDAQ? Got 1,200 net buyers. All right, Steve. Anybody? Okay, guys. 58 is where it's going, fellas. 58 to 62. 58 to 62, that area. Trump campaign questioning more than 682,000 ballots in Pennsylvania. I am reiterating the news, fellas. Okay, Scott, come on, 58, let's go. 58 would be first target. Come on. Got buyers, guys. We're up to 1,500 net buyers in the NASDAQ. Nice job, Michael. 30 points. Nice job. Come on, 58. Let's go. NASDAQ to 58. Those are order flow trades. ES, guys, got first target at that 6 area, 7, 10 as well. I got 12,002. We can get to 12,002. 58 would be my first target. There's your first target off at 58. 12,002 would be final target on NASDAQ. 12,002. Aside from that, we are very quiet on the robots at the moment, guys. $1,700 plus. Nice grab from 14, Brian. Nice job. 1,700 plus net buyers. 1,800 plus net buyers. We hit VWAP. Let's come up through VWAP. Guys, NASDAQ still longs. If you guys are holding, it's still in longs. Gold on every time frame is in longs. It's going to go long on the 15-minute at the close of this candle. It's broken 89. Gold is off to the races. Small resistance 91 through maybe 93. Gold above 88 is really off to the races. Target on the ES. I mean, it basically hit my targets. It hits that 5-6 area, then 10 half, 15 quarter on the ES we can get to. And if the ES can break above, call it 19 quarter, 36.32, 36.32. There's your NASDAQ, guys. Anybody that took that order flow trade, you can target 12,002, 12,002 on your runner. I would need a pullback, big pullback. So again, for my trials, that was not a bot trade. Just want to reiterate that was an order flow trade. $96. It should get to 96 and then I think 03, 02, 03. I'm a NASDAQ guru. I mean, just order flow, fellas. Keep going. Anybody that's holding, it's a hell of a trade, guys. ES has given me diddly squat. So what I'm going to do, we could fall back to 58.5. That area should be support. I'm going to turn on this small 15 range. On the NASDAQ and try to catch the pullback. Now, again, I didn't have it on. Would have taken that long at 940. But I'm going to try to catch the pullback. YM, I have nothing on the YM yet. Nothing. Unless we come back up through VWAP. Obviously no trade, Stephen. Or I'd have shown it. It's just been in longs, straight longs. $2,200 buyers in the NASDAQ. 2,200 buyers. ES has gone small negative delta. Gold's got some small selling. This may get a small pullback. No sellers yet, guys. I don't have a gold trade, Jack. I don't. There's no bot trade yet on gold. There was two earlier, but I have nothing yet. They're on. This small 500 tick. That's gold on a 500 tick may roll. This NASDAQ, this thing's going to go to 12,000 before it pulls back, it looks like. All right. We could come back to 58.5, which should be support. Guys, one of the nice things about the robots are they will absolutely prevent you from over trading, right? When the parameters are met, it'll take a trade. NASDAQ doesn't want to turn yet. It's trying. It's a little flat in here. I'm using very small time frame here.
Order filled.
It just took a long. It's gone sideways. 14, 16 sellers in here. Nothing.
Order filled.
Now it's gone into a short. Again, this 15 range, fellas, is very small time frame, and this thing tends to get jacked around a little bit. My 1 and 3 minute time frames are green. If I were trading the bigger time frames, it would only take the longs. It's not tradable. We're just jacking around before the next move here. 58.5 is where I'd like to see it come back to if we're going to get another long.
Target filled.
First target's off. I have an open third target, meaning I'm not using a third target. So this will just auto trail until the stop is taken. And you'll notice that the stop will trail down. It's hit second target at 9.5 handles. Stop is basically at break even. I think it's one tick above now. If we can get this to break down below VWAP, we can get a nice trade out of this. Got to come down below 62.
Stop filled.
So out on the trailing stop, fellas. Here's that copper trade, which is still on. This is on a 15-minute robot.
Order filled. Target filled.
Another target. Now it'll just, I'm letting it auto trail on that third one until it gets taken out. All right, that's it. I'm going to shut this off for now, guys. We're not getting enough range for this. That's off. YM is basically sitting on VWAP. I still think this is going to pull back to 58.5. We're just sitting here in the NASDAQ. ES, I have no trade. Bot has no trades on the ES. Gold is starting to roll over. That short would have been a great short on the NASDAQ if I'd have left that on the 15 range. We didn't quite get to 58. We may now. We got to 60 half. There's almost. We got 60 half. It's not that I turn them on and off. And I apologize if I mispronounce your name, Zakai. That 15 range chart, it's a really small chart. So when the market, it's not going to keep you in any trend. So when the market starts to go a little sideways, I don't trade that. I'll use that again later, but I need either a deeper pullback. Otherwise, I'm trading a couple of 3 minutes on the NASDAQ. But this is a copper trade on a 15-minute time frame. Crude may roll. If it breaks down below VWAP, crude will roll. But that 15 range, is great for scalpable stuff when we're like around the open when it's, we get a more of a directional move. But when we get this is impossible. YM, I have nothing yet. ES, it looks like, and actually, the ES looks like if it breaks down below 02,
Target filled.
There's first target on copper, fellas. First target is off on copper. If the ES breaks down below 02, it can come away. It can come all the way back to 35.75. I don't know that it does or does not, but it can come back to 35.75. So first target's filled on copper. NASDAQ's got small sellers in here. Still around 2,000 net buyers. Small infinitesimal shorts in gold. I would be reluctant to take gold shorts at this point, but if the bot takes a trade, I'll take the trade. ES on your 15-minute. Yep, you got both targets on the 15-minute ES short. And I'm going to move this out to third target, guys. It's one tick from second. I'm going to move that out to the third target. But many traders, maybe not anybody in this room, but many traders struggle with a number of things. First and foremost, many traders struggle with over trading, right? Hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it. Looks good here, looks good there. Hit it, hit it, hit it. Many traders have a hard time identifying targets and stops as well. So second target is hit on copper, and it looks like our robot is now short on this chart I built last night, which is just a small 500 tick. Let me see if I can make those candles bigger for you. NASDAQ could come all the way back to 1905. It's in a buy zone here, but we're in the upper end. We do have 1,900 buyers. Initial support on NASDAQ, maybe 30. Copper has hit second target. Now I've moved it out to the third target on copper. But remember what I told you guys. The bot is identifying targets and stops using average true range and a multiple thereof. When we start getting down into these areas, we are fairly oversold. Same thing with buys. You start getting into third target, you are fairly oversold. Again, gold, it's not a short that I like, but I'll let the bot take it. My bigger time frames are all green. If gold comes down below 85.3, it's coming. It's sitting on its 34 moving average. You guys that took the 15-minute short on the ES got your targets, both of them. NASDAQ is just hanging, as is gold. YM, I have no trade yet, order flow or otherwise. ES could bounce here, back up to 02.5 and back up to 08. I would expect a bounce in the ES here. NASDAQ's back up to that 58.5. Gold has buyers. Again, very small time frame, guys, 500 tick. My bigger time frames are all long.
Target filled.
There's all three targets hit on copper. That's it for the day. Copper's done. We're up $1,000. Bots are up $1,000 already. Okay. That's it. We're not going to get a long trade on copper. Anybody take the ES long? 02.5 is done. Next level up is 08 on the ES. 08. If anybody is long ES. NASDAQ on the 15-minute does not look good. On NASDAQ or ES? Which one, Dean? ES got both targets. 19 and 38 ticks. Small sellers in this gold. It's holding some small support at 85.3. EU will secure vaccine deals for 400 million doses. All right, guys. I'm going to take this trade off. Too slow for me. Too slow for me. I still think it's a short, but just too slow. Either it comes to target or it doesn't.
Stop.
So this slow trade from last week persists. Long ES, guys. I'm going to take an ES long, fellas, again.
Order filled.
Thank you. And my target is 10. I still think this NASDAQ's going to get 12,002, fellas. 12,002. Dan, maybe 01. You guys know how much I love the ES. All right, YM, guys, if anybody's interested in YM, is along 713, 714, 7, this area, 710. Stop has to be 670, 670. If anybody is interested in YM, yeah, the extra slow. I don't know why I waste my time, but the NASDAQ isn't really moving either. Anybody long YM? That's an order flow trade. Anybody long YM? First target is 53.54. Okay, 53.54. First target. Harold, it's an order flow trade. If it were a bot trade, I would show it. It's not a bot trade. It's just what I'm seeing on order flow. So I'm long 0575. Now, let me just qualify as well. Two things. One, the totals I show you at the end of the day, which are going to be on my position totals, I'll show it to you, is right here. These are bot totals only. The bot is up 977.50 currently. Order flow trades, I don't count anywhere. I don't track them. Talk about a boring trade. YM is moving towards your first target, guys, somewhere between 50 and 53. Come on, let's go 10. It's a no-brainer. Come on, YM. Here comes your ES trade, fellas, 7.5. I am long, guys, on the ES from 575 with a first target at 10. First target at 10. You guys have, 2-3 handles in it. Trade them as you see fit, but we should get to 10, 11 before we have an, 10 half, 11. But trade them as you see fit. It's a slow, so far, bot trade. Very slow bot trade so far, fellas. Not a lot of trades. NASDAQ, if it pulls back to 52, is where I'd be interested in the long. 52. ES got to 08 quarter. YM got to 43, 42. ES on the 15-minute candle has 1,400 buyers in this candle. Here's your ES resistance, guys. About 850, 8.5. If it gets through 8.5, it's home free. NASDAQ, if it pulls back to 52, would be an entry. Nice job, Ryman. Nice job. So, very nice job. I still can't believe that this. Yeah. Listen, and I'm a scalper as well. Here comes your 52. Call it 50 first target on YM, fellas. 50. Call it 50, right? Just below VWAP here. There you go. You hit 50 to the tick. It may not have filled you. We hit it to the tick. I'm just below VWAP. But nice little trade. Should be good for 35 ticks, give or take. And then it's free. ES is trying to punch through this 8.5 area. And if it does, we move into 12, 15, 18. If you guys want ticks, take your ticks. It's your prerogative. We're back to 8 on the ES. We've gone 8 quarter again. There's 8 offer. We can't get quarter half, and that's what we need, quarter half. It's good for 3 handles. That's it. Come on, ES. Don't be a chooch. NASDAQ, I like long off 52. Watch. Okay, Ryman. And I'll be showing order flow throughout the week. I'm just trying to ease you guys into the into this trial. That's all. Here comes 52 on the NASDAQ, guys, which I like for the long, 52. We didn't get there. 55 quarter. Come on, tag 52. Just tag it. Got 1,900 net buyers, guys, small sellers in this particular candle. There's nothing here. I am still in the ES trade. I took nothing off. My stop is 01. $10 is my first target. Must be Monday. Guys, at 10:30, I'll get an update on volume. We'll see where we're at. It doesn't appear to be low. Still think NASDAQ can come get that 52. We should bounce out of there. Now, stop is going to be 37. So you know in advance. ES looks like it's trying to turn up. YM, I think, makes another push, pulled back basically to entry. And YM looks like it's going to make another push up. Let me see the YM. Yeah, YM is longs, guys. I don't have it shorts. I do not have YM in shorts.
Order filled.
Slow and dull, fellas. I can't make a move. But 52, I like on the NASDAQ. There's strong net buying. Here comes NASDAQ into 52. We should get a bounce out of that. First target would be. Are you kidding me? We bounced 53. We bounced 53. God darn it. I'm going to have to start running myself, fellas. It's up 13 handles. You can cancel that 52. Cancel 52. If you were pending 52, cancel 52. Missed by 4 ticks, guys. Trade's gone. It's 20 handles already. God dang it. Sorry, guys. You jumped in at 54. That's a great. I mean, that's a great jump. I'm going to have to start front running myself. Fellas, give me 1 minute. 9 quarter. Golly, it's slow. Okay, Harold. I mean, if you guys want to take ticks, it's your prerogative. I still think we're longs. Once we push up through this, ES can go a ways. The bot on the Unirank, I'll show you what we're pushing. Look. Okay, Frank. Once we break through, these are the trail dots on the way down, right? This is your stop, trailing stop. We're pushing that trailing stop is all it's doing. It's pushing this small resistance. You get a candle, a new candle above this thing, this can go. Now again, 10 is my first target because I have a confluence here of my 34 moving average and VWAP. It should get to 10, and I would expect a small failure right here. But here's your Crable break, 13.5. That's your opening 30-minute high. It's trying to pump up through, and we have buyers, guys. It's not like there's no buying. There are buyers here. This is the sucky part about, the VIX dropping. I like the VIX up, 30 or better, because then we get these trades that are, order filled and they move right to target. Getting a pullback here in the NASDAQ down into that 52. So I missed it once. I'm not touching it again. Second move down, it went to 87 from 53. Gold is quiet. 1,900 buyers in gold. Quiet. I think gold is going to move to 91, 92. NASDAQ may pull back to that 53 area again. Some sellers showing up in the NASDAQ. Protect yourself on the ES. We can't push through this area here. So if you're trading multiples, maybe take some risk off. Natural gas can't get a bid. NASDAQ is obviously bid. Somebody said the vaccine is a ray of hope for the markets. They don't look like they need much raise, do they? Through all this mess. Let me take a look at some other stuff here, fellas. Let me look at crude. A lot of buyers in crude, 3,600 net buyers in crude. But 41.75 to 42.09 is a huge sell zone. ES is going to push up here. There you go, 10. There you go. First target hit now on ES, guys. There you go. Now we broke. There you go. It's free trade here on the ES, fellas. She's freebies. Okay? If I can get a 5-minute close. So the 15-minute on the NASDAQ wants to go long. Thank you, Frank. Got your first target, guys. Here's where the ES, well, let me go back to my ES. Here's where ES can go. Let me just tell you what you're looking at. I think you get to 15. You get to 15. You're going to have resistance around 15 to a quarter. If the ES can break above 19, 36, 31 above 19. If we get above 19, so you're taking out your opening range high here, guys, your 30-minute Crable break. We're going to get to 18, 19. All right. ES now went long on the Unirenco. Here comes 12,000, fellas. NASDAQ, 12,000. I missed this by 4 lousy ticks. What a rat dog. Sorry, fellas. I missed that NASDAQ by 4 lousy ticks. Anybody that's in this ES still, guys? 18 should get to 18. That's its next area of resistance, right? We hit my 15 to a quarter. pretty much to the tick. It's a nice ES trade, guys, almost 10 handles. On the bot charts, the 4 time frame reference numbers up in the left corner. Those are Joseph, once you build your charts, nice job, Gary. 2 off with 2 runners. Nice job. Once you build your charts, that's all in the settings. That's all in the settings. We didn't get 12,000. Are you kidding me? Yeah, we did. 12,000 and a tick. 12,000 and a tick. We're going higher, guys, on the NASDAQ. I got a 5-minute close. As long as we can maintain a 5-minute close above 93, NASDAQ target now becomes 12,031. 12,031. Anybody that may be holding NASDAQ. ES is going to try to make another push here. There it goes. Come on. There it goes. Buyers in the ES. Anybody that's holding ES. New 15-minute candles in about 4 minutes. NASDAQ is going to go long if anybody's running a 15-minute. You're going to get a long on the NASDAQ. 12,031. Next, if anybody wants to take a scalp short on the NASDAQ, I do not. But if anybody wants a scalp short, you can sell 12, 11, 12 with a stop at 20. Long crude from 51 on the 3-minute, which I'm not running. Guys, ES is going to work its way up very slowly to about 18 to 3/4. That's where it should get. It should get that target on the bot. 15-minute will turn up. Oh, 5-minute order flow. Okay. So let's take a look at that. Let me leave that there. Yeah, 17 maybe. Anybody that wants to try ES long, maybe off 11 if it pulls back. You said CL? Oh, yeah, I'd have been long CL. Yeah, you got it. Almost nailed it, Gary. Nailed it. Gary's in the order flow class. Nailed it. He's long 51. Perfect trade, Gary. I mean, you could have gotten 49, but perfect trade. Perfect trade. This is NASDAQ. NASDAQ's going to trade to 20. NASDAQ support should come in somewhere around 85.5. You do have some block seller here, 50 contracts. I don't think it's anything. You got 60 net buyers here. 60 contracts were bought here on NASDAQ. NASDAQ's headed to 31. That YM trade, if anyone held YM, you're now up to 96 from 15, 16 area. Anybody holding YM? Okay, Dujan, nice job. $10:30, guys, I'll get my first update on volume. Let's see what we look like. NASDAQ support if it pulls back, is about 73 to 75 area now. If NASDAQ pulls back 73 to 75, I don't know that it does, but that's where you can take it long. This area. If ES can push above half, 15 half, it's going to 18. It's right there at a half. There we go. Should go right to 18, fellas. Here's the problem with the ES. I saw it earlier. We're running into the 68% area of daily distribution. That's resistance. We're pulling back right off 17. Still think it goes. Here goes NASDAQ again. Torturously slow trade. You got a block seller here. 50 contracts were sold. Natural gas might be interesting. A lot of sellers, but it's on the bottom. Let me take a look at natural gas. Not yet. Wait till it turns up. It's trying. Copper is trying. I don't have copper on order flow. Let me take a look at it. I don't really care about the net about YM anyways. Here's copper on order flow. Copper looks like it's longs to VWAP. I don't think we're coming back to 09, dude. I would be a reluctant short seller on the ES up in here. Reluctant. It's going to get that 18, I would assume. If you guys want your ticks, take them. If you guys are in on the bot, 17 quarter. I do, Raymond. Yeah. And then I'll show you guys something cool on our software. I'll show you guys something cool that no other order flow software has. You know, again, I generally try to ease trials into this. Let me do it with the NASDAQ. So let me open up this. All right, this is sim. This is sim trade, fellas. So let's do, how about 20 by 30. So somebody asked me earlier if my order flow software was automated, and it is. And it's predicated on stacked buyer or seller imbalances. Is there anybody here know what that verbiage means? Does anybody know what stacked buyers or sellers means? Okay, Marty does. All right. So many of you guys, Big Don, nice to see you, brother. Many of you guys have traded order flow before, or at least been exposed to it. These blue dots in here and the corresponding yellow dots on the other side represent sellers or buyers in a ratio of 2 to 1 or greater. Okay? So typically they're associated with a momentum trade, right? We get these bursts. And usually when they trigger, Let me do this. Can you guys see this full screen? Can you see this? If I open it all the way up? Okay. So I do track unfinished auctions. Of course. I mean, that's absolutely right. I mean, those are targets, right? We trade to unfinished auctions. All right. So typically when we get this type of momentum, now I like it here. For instance, as we come through VWAP, right? We get this stack seller buyer imbalance in here. Those are momentum trades, you know, like boom, 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 boom. They just either trip stops, run stops, whatever the case may be. In any event, my software is the only software that I'm aware of that has an auto execute aspect. So let me show you. So for instance, let's assume I'm looking for a stacked buyer imbalance long. Now we're late in the game here. I turn on stack. You see the green border? That's now waiting for 4 consecutive dots and will trigger on the 5th. If I'm waiting, if I want a short, I turn on the short. So if I get a pullback, it's now waiting for 4 consecutive yellow dots or sellers, and will trigger on the 5th. If I want to run them both, I can turn them both on, and now my border is white, whichever triggers first, right? It also has, many of you guys that have traded order flow either know what a washout is or more commonly referred to as a sequential decline, right? So we're moving up. Mine is set for a 3-tick sequential decline. So if I get a sequential decline on the top or a sequential decline on the bottom, meaning I've run out of buyers or sellers, it will trigger a trade in the opposite direction of the move, almost like a divergence trade. It is a divergence trade, right? I've run out of buyers or sellers. Okay. It also has a bracket trade, which can be set. So there's a bracket trade, right? So it just filled a bracket trade short. So I can run bracket trades. That's correct, Randy. Again, this is a sim trade here, fellas. So I hope nobody followed me in. And then I could, of course, target filled. Okay. And that's using an ATM of 20 tick stop and 30. Now in the bracket, again, this is a sim trade, so I don't really care here. I can move this up to the top of the candle, or down. It filled anyways. I didn't want that. I would hide my stop then up here. But I can change that as big as I want down here. Okay. There's no other order flow that has this aspect. None. Now, this is best used in periods of volatility, right? 1037, we're kind of getting into that quasi slow period of volatility. I'm reloading Ninja Data here, guys. Bear with me 1 second. I don't have enough volatility. But right around the open or the close, periods where there's a lot of movement, where manually, good morning, Yannick, manually it is almost impossible to catch trades, or you get in 15, 20 ticks late. This catches it on the 5th, right on the 5th tick. There you go, guys. So 2 trades, $900, automated. I didn't do anything. Pretty cool, huh? And I'll show this to you guys more throughout the week. I mean, I traded on a 5-minute chart, but you can trade it on anything. I prefer 5-minute order flow, but you can trade it on 15-minute, daily, hourly, week, whatever. So I do market it, Bill. I mean, let me kind of come back. I mean, I show it in trials. My programmer, who I've worked with for a number of years now, maybe close to 5 years now, he kind of markets it on his website and on YouTube, and then anybody that's interested, he sends to me. So, he doesn't run a room, and he's a phenomenal programmer. I mean, the kid is, and I say kid because I'm 58 and he's far younger than me, but the kid is a phenomenal programmer. And we came up with this some 4 years ago. I don't market it per se like I do the robot. But I do show it in trials. So you guys, hang on one second, guys. Lauren. Guys, NASDAQ's moving into that 73, 74 area. God darn it. And it just bounced. I had to give Lauren a trade. Came to 75. I missed it again by 4 ticks. Unbelievable. So when you guys get your first email today, it's basically going to be a small recap of, what you saw. And then I'll include the video from today, so you guys can go back through it if you'd like and pay attention to the order flow trades or watch the bot trades again. But then I also outline the programs or memberships that I offer, one of which so for many, many years, hey, Mohammed, have a good day as well. Nice job today. For many years, I traded and taught order flow. A year ago, August, I started with this bot, and I've kind of focused on the bot, but I still teach order flow to a small group of traders that want to learn actually. Okay, we long? Are we? Hang on, guys. Anybody long NASDAQ at 74, guys? Anybody take that NASDAQ long 74? Okay. All right. First target is 83. First target is 83. So as I was saying, I still offer the 83 is your first target, guys. Then it's a free trade. I still offer order flow education to those that want to actually learn to trade order flow. And that is one of the memberships. It's a 2-year membership. My order flow indicator is included in the membership. We get together every Friday at noon. You guys should have first target off, fellas. Almost 10 handles on that NASDAQ trade. I would be at break even, guys. We're slow. I do not think we're coming down very far. We could come down to 58.50 again. I don't think so, but maybe. We're going to get some profit taking. We're coming into the close of Europe. No, not yet. My apologies. We still have 45 minutes in Europe. You guys can see it is just uber slow. This ES is a crawl from 6, but it's up 11 handles, guys. Your NASDAQ, if anyone is still in it, free. Free. My target now would be 12,003. Order flow trades, guys, have been pretty good today, huh? Bot is very slow. The bot is currently up 1,177.50 cents pending the outcome of this trade. You're very welcome, Dijon. Careful on any pullbacks in the NASDAQ. If we slip below 73, we probably come 58.5. ES, you can see, is just stuck basically at one standard deviation. If we can pop through 18, maybe half, 3/4, we go to 31. If we get above 18.5, right where we are now, I'm going to put this all the way out here at target 3. Okay? If we get through 18.5, 19 area, we're coming up here. Natural gas, guys, is a long. If anybody wants to, hang on, let me get order flow. I think natural gas gives us a long trade. It's oversold as hell. See this zone I marked? We came right into that zone. And identified that by this candle back here. Previous buyers. It's all it is. Let me take a look at natural gas. Not yet. Not yet on natural gas, guys. That YM trade, guys, with anybody that took it, you're up about 100 ticks. If anyone has taken that trade and is still holding it, you can move your stop if you want to 20. Anybody holding YM still? You can go to 29,798. Anybody holding YM? NASDAQ may break down here, guys, so be careful. Well, did you make money, Anthony? All right, Jock. Hasta mañana, my friend. Did you make money with it? All right, well, green is green. You guys you have all week. Nice job, Jock. 1,700. Nice job. Out on this ES. Let me take a look at it for you, Caleb. ES is pulling back. Probably to maybe 10. I don't have a trade yet here on natural gas. Let me see crude. Oh, crude's a short. I missed a short on crude. Back into VWAP, 41.35 maybe. Let me take a look at NQ. See, the problem that, Caleb, yeah, it is a short. The problem is you're fighting this zone here. If we break out of the bottom, you're coming to, ultimately it looks like we're coming to VWAP. That would be, I think our target is 67. With it, you can probably short it here with a 91 or 92 stop. Yep, 67. We got to get out of this zone. What's holding us up are all these buyers over here where I outlined it. We are bleeding out buyers. Our delta is decreasing. Let me check volume. 50% above our 3-month average daily volume. Let me check the VIX. ES is a breakout, guys, above 19.25. So 19.25 would be a breakout long on the ES. Dow futures currently up 399. S&P futures up 34. And for those of you guys old enough to know what this is, and 3/8. NASDAQ up 50 and 3/8. Now a half, 53. Russell's up 36. Russell's leading up 2% today, guys. VIX futures are down about 2% at 24.58. Interestingly enough, VIX cash is up 0.1%, so basically flat. No, it does not, Sean. No. You can filter it for that if you want. I mean, it doesn't have an auto filter, but to answer your question, you can put it in there. Greg, what are you laughing at? What did I miss? 3/8, right? Who here knows what 3/8 is? Not many. Sean, you must be a little older. All right, Rich. See you tomorrow. No, 3/8. Right. There you go, Reg. Lifetime floor trader. There you go. See, now we know a guy. Now we know what. Now we have a guy that knows what 3/8 is, a teeny, 7/8, quarter half. There we go. Absolutely. I know a steenth or a teeny. Absolutely. Blast from the, there you go, 7/16, 17s. There you go. I don't know how brokers make money with pennies or traders make money with penny spreads. Back in the day, Microsoft would be like 50 to 7/8, maybe an 8/7/8. And all you do is, and all we used to do is go high bid, maybe go 3 steenies, grab a bunch of stock, drop off the bid, and then turn right around and go low offer. 7/8 offer, you go 3/4. Now they got to take it. I don't know how guys make money with a penny. Fellas, we are pretty slow. They went out of business. Nice, Sean. Very cool. One of our members, she was a former bond trader, professional bond trader. Guys, this is just a buy and hold market for this is, position trader's dream. It's really tough. If you're a scalper, this is a really tough market, We got to buy these pullbacks on order flow into support zones and then sell resistance. Right now, it looks like, again, the short side here on the NASDAQ is up near 12,012. Gold is flat. Consequently, the bots are going to be flat. There's nothing. Watch ES for a break. If we go 19 bid quarter offer on the ES, it should break out to 31. This is a good speed for you on the NQ. What are the red rectangles? Yeah, so you mean on my chart here, Anthony? That red box and these blue boxes? Whenever you get a lower low than the previous candle, it goes red. If you get a blue box or if you get a higher high than the previous candle, the box is blue. That's all. That's an internal indicator I had built so I can, because I watch so many charts, I can visually see the current candle in relation to the previous candle. It's really nothing. Fellas, I'm just going to grab one cup of coffee. So if you'll give me 2 minutes, I'll be right back. So one of the things I did on my 3-minute NASDAQ bot, you can see it took no trades, right? We came in the room at 8 o'clock, took no trades. But I added this 5-minute filter. Look what happens when I take the filter off. We get first and second target. I prefer it with the filter, the bigger filter. Consequently, no trades. ES is in a long on the 15-minute. First target is 25. Your entry is 20 half. Your entry is 20 half on that 15-minute. NASDAQ is also long on the 15-minute, but it's long from 97 half. I have no resistance here. I think we go to 27. I think we go to 27. ES is headed to 26th area. NASDAQ, I said 31. We got 27. I still think we get 31. YM was probably the best order flow trade of the day. I would say if you're long at that 19, your stop, you can use probably 12. I don't think we get much of a pullback. Gold has been an absolute boring trade most of this session, utterly sideways. Crude has given me no trades. 3,500 net buyers in crude. I think with a Biden presidency, should he ultimately prevail, crude goes higher, much higher. Dollar index has been pushed out of the bottom of the range, the overnight or the complete overnight range, moving back towards that overnight low. See you later, Patrick. Silver failing a little bit at VWAP may give us a, still may give you a pullback. Here's copper. Looks like it's moving back toward VWAP. Copper should be along to VWAP. Copper has to break above 322.90. Natural gas. I think I missed it. Hang on, guys. I would say natural gas is long. Yeah, I agree. Guys, natural gas looks long to me. And I'm going to do it with a really small stop. Yeah, 5-1. Crude is pulling back a little bit into the close. Natural gas just doesn't want to go anywhere. This thing should bid. Got an unfinished auction up here at $7.99, VWAP at $8.13. YM back to VWAP? Maybe. There's my 31 on NASDAQ. If NASDAQ can get a 5-minute close over 31, it goes 12,070 today. 12,070 today on a 5-minute close over 31. Call it over 32. Thank you, Jeff. Guys, at 11:30, I'll give you my bot totals, which don't appear to change. It doesn't look like they're going to change any. I don't see a dang trade here. I still think this natural gas is going to pop long, guys. It's got to break 61. It's hit it twice now. Should trade 78 anyways. I like this unfinished auction. We got a few, issues in the profile, to be sure. You got this small issue here at 68, 83, but I don't think it's much. And I think it'll trade back up to 814. It's 12 o'clock, Don, not 2 o'clock, 12 o'clock. I'll send you a link if you want to be in it. Boy, this is just uber slow. There's really nothing. There is nothing that's moving. Coffee is probably a small short up here back to 113.45, but that's all I see there. Crude, if anybody is interested in a long, is a long. I like 41.40 with a stop at 25 on crude, 41.40 with a 25 stop. All kinds of buyers in crude today, 2,800. I know, right? This is just really dead. For what it's worth, I am long natural gas. I got a small stop on it, guys. But it just doesn't want to go anywhere. It's all buyers. Last 10 minutes into the close of Europe. Looks like some short covering. Small net negative delta, 460 contracts. This should go to VWAP. Oh, you're welcome, Cecil. See you tomorrow. And look for an overview of today with today's video. I'll be sending that out this afternoon. I'll convert the video and send it out probably by 2 o'clock to you all. Just utterly slow. There we go. Come on, let's go, natural gas. Let's go get that unfinished auction, guys. Let me see NASDAQ. I do not send out a link every day, Harold. GoToWebinar will send you a link every day. So every day this week, you will receive an email from GoToWebinar. All right, Johan. Looks like YM is going to keep going. Watch that crude, guys, around 41.40. I mean, you can take it long in here back up to 41.68. Your stop doesn't change. It's still a 25 stop. Then we got a sequential decline here, but I have net buyers. I think longs, fellas. I don't see short here. Nice job, Moshi. Nice job. You as well, Harold. Nice to see you in the room again. Moshi, you too. Nice job. Fellas, let me ask, do I have anybody in this room that did not make money today? Is there anybody that didn't make money today? Do I have anybody that didn't make money? Up 3,800. Nice job, Ray. Made your goal, Philip. Nice. Roland, 1575. Caleb, good. Everybody's good. All right, fellas. How about those of you that are here on trial? Nice job, Caleb. I know Raymond said he's here on trial, up 3,800. Ruben, nice job. Okay, Alicia. Listen, it takes a little bit, to get used to me. And okay, Oliver. Nice job, Frank. Nice job, Michael. Okay, Bill. Takes a lot to get used to me, Gary. Does it? Thank you, Ruben. All right, fellas. Used to trading in the quiet. Well, I can be quiet. I won't talk anymore. If natural gas buys back these last 144 contracts, fellas, now 118, this could be a blast off if anybody is long. Anybody long natural gas? Here's what I do is I show my totals. If I can find it. There we go. All of my bots are off. CL in the 15-minute is done. ES is done. DAX, I don't even trade. You'll notice my account's not associated with that or the ES on the 240. It's not active. So for today, fellas, our first day in the room, not the most exciting trade, but nonetheless profitable. The bots did $1,190 on very few trades. Order flow trades, I do not count anywhere. So whatever you guys made on order flow, if anybody took those trades or not, they are not counted. They're not part of that total. The only thing that you're seeing in the total there is my bot trades. So for those of you guys that joined late, I just want to very briefly go over the room again, and then I'll get you on your way. Again, I want to thank you for sitting in today. I thank you for your time. You're welcome, Oliver. And Frank, if you go to the website, guys, I'm sorry, let me targetstradingpro.com. And that's my cell phone right there. Okay. Crude's first target would be 52. If you guys peruse around the website, if you go to pricing, just real briefly, guys, this is the robot, okay? If you guys are interested in the robot is discounted for you guys this week to $24.97. Down here it says it gives you 2 months room membership. That's incorrect. It's 3 months. It's 3 months room membership. So again, you'll have an email later which will kind of go over this, but the robot itself is $24.97. It's discounted to $24.97. That is a lifetime license on 2 computers. You guys own it. There are no power window upgrades. There is no leather seat upgrade. There is no sunroof upgrade. That's the full bot. You can trade it on as many instruments as you'd like and as many time frames as you'd like. You own it. Whenever we do updates to the robot or upgrades to the robot, you guys receive those at no charge, right? I don't charge you when we do, add something to the robot. Like recently we added the 3rd target. No Ferrari upgrade, no. So that is the basic membership, is the robot. One of the questions that does come up generally in these trials is, do I have a monthly membership? I do not. I do not have a monthly room membership. As part of the robot purchase, you get 3 months in the room. In those 3 months, you will be able to take advantage of my order flow trades, learn how to use the bot, etc. You will have lifetime permanent membership in education when I do it on Saturdays. Access to our Skype group, which is other members that are in the Skype group. And of course, the member area. I then have an annual membership. Oh, let me back up. At the end of 3 months, if you wanted to remain in the room, which would primarily be to take advantage of order flow trades, right? Because once you have the bot and you know how to use the bot and understand it, you're trading the bot, It's $199 a month. But I have an annual membership, which is $34.97, which includes the bot. So you're getting a fairly big break on a year in the room. And then lastly, for those of you that may actually be interested in learning how to trade manually and trade, no, there's definitely no Toobin rule. He was fired. For those of you that are interested in actually learning to trade order flow, I do that underneath the 2-year. It's a 2-year membership. It's $49.97. It includes the robot and it includes my order flow indicator. Now, some of you may only be interested in the order flow indicator. I will certainly sell that on its own as a standalone. And again, I'll get more into that later in the week. And the reason I'm pointing that out on a Monday is some of you may elect to stay anyways, but some of you may say, well, I can trade better on my own. I'm not going to make you guys sit here all week and then do, okay, so now here's the grand finale. I'm not going to do any of that, guys. So that's my pricing. That's my platform. I'll talk about it, later in the week, and you'll see it in the daily follow-up emails that every one of you hopefully will get. But the cat is out of the bag. That's your pricing. Those are your options. And by the end of the week, you can make a determination what you might like to do. Some of you, maybe you've seen enough after one session to say, hey, the guy's for real. The bot's for real. I'm interested. Call me up. I'm happy to talk to you. In any event, fellas, I thank you for your time today. I hope it was enjoyable. Not a lot of trading to do today, but that's okay. The nice aspect, which NASDAQ, I'm trading December. One of the nice aspects of the robot, fellas, is you will not overtrade with the robot. Okay, Oliver. Okay, guys. Okay, that's the nice thing about it, fellas, is you will not overtrade, right? When the parameters are met, it trades. You're not going to be pushing buttons and revenge trading. And hang on one second. Michael, I would encourage it. Absolutely. Yes. I would encourage that. Send me an email. You're welcome, Bill. Or just ease a need to. Yeah, you know, thank you, Frank. I appreciate that. You know, that again, a lot of traders suffer from that, right? Anxiety in trading. Should I take the trade? Shouldn't I take the trade? Then the trade starts moving in their favor and they hit the buy or sell button. And now they're 8, 10, 12, 15 ticks late, right? And now they get a pullback, maybe from where it, you know, moved up from or down from, whatever the case may be. And now they start getting anxious or start feeling anxiety because the trade is going against them. What do? Move their stop or close the trade. Ah, crap, I was wrong. And then the trade goes to their target. Another issue that traders really struggle with, guys, I've been doing this a long time. An area where traders really struggle is, how do I place a correct stop? And more importantly, how do I make as much money in the trade as possible? Meaning, I'm willing to take the risk, right? I put a trade on. Every time we take a trade, we're placing risk on, right? So if we're willing to take the trade, too many traders, a vast majority of traders will say, okay, I'm going to take a trade and I'm going to use an arbitrary made up stop, whatever it is. Let's say 20 ticks on the NASDAQ. I'm willing to lose $100. If I'm wrong for $100. That's made up, guys. Really what you're doing, you know, it's death by 1,000 paper cuts, because, you know, you take a stop out at 21 ticks. Look at, I did it to myself today on the ES, the first trade on the ES. My stop was 11. It went 10 3/4 and then went to my targets. I had the wrong stop by a quarter. I was using an actual stop that I had identified on a chart, but nonetheless, a lot of you guys use arbitrary stops. 20 ticks or 25 ticks. Why? I don't know. Seems like a good number. But worse than that is you guys don't accurately identify targets. So now you're in a trade and it's actually going in your favor, and you're using a basic ATM strategy, and you're saying, okay, I'd like to make $100, 20 ticks, first target. Well, why make $100 if the trade is worth 140? Doesn't seem like much, 8 more ticks, but if you make $40 7 more times, that's $280. If you're taking the risk, you may as well pay yourself. How many guys in here, or how many traders in here, and I don't mean to be gender specific, we have a lot of women traders in here, take a trade and then shortchange themselves? They make $100 and they could have made 300. I'm sure most of us. The nice thing about the bot is the bot will identify targets based on market volatility, right? Fellas, I want to thank you again for your time today. I'm going to cut you all loose. Have a blessed day. Look at gold, broken out, quiet all day and then breaks out. Once again, the bots did $10 shy of $1,200 for the day. Not our best work to be sure, but $1,200 is $1,200. Order flow trades were pretty good again today. Markets were slow, kind of the theme we've seen since last week, Wednesday. I will see you guys all tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If anyone, you're welcome, Ryman. If anyone would like to talk or has questions, I'm always happy to help. My number is on the website. Feel free to reach out and give me a holler. Okay, guys? I will see y'all tomorrow.